have to ask you, are you sure you heard what he said, that the president said he knew what he was signing up for? You heard that?
Yeah, he said that. You know, to me, that is something that you can say in a conversation, but you shouldn't say that to a grieving widow. And everyone knows when you go to war, you could possibly not come back alive, but you don't remind a grieving widow of that. It's so insensitive. So insensitive. He should not have said that, and he shouldn't have said it.
It's almost indicative of saying, you know what you signed up for, and that's what you signed up for. You knew that something like this could happen. When what the family wants to hear, they want to hear words of encouragement, words of how he fought for his country, what his sacrifice meant to this country, not you know what you signed up for.
Do you think the conversation included any of that?
I didn't hear any of that. That is what stood out in my mind. Now, I didn't hear the entire conversation, but when I tried to find out what the entire conversation was, she said, I just can't remember everything that he said, but that stood out in everyone's heart in the car. You don't say that. He is the President of the United States. This is a soldier who gave his life for his country. He is a hero in our minds, in our community's minds. That is an insult to the entire Miami Gardens community, to entire District 24, to Miami-Dade County, and to this nation. And I hope he did not say that to the other three families that he called.
Congresswoman Wilson, this is directly, you heard that from the grieving widow, that he knew what he signed up for?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. To our understanding, it was a 5-minute conversation. He expressed his condolences.
But by the way, you know, it's almost like if you are, well, you understand. I mean, I don't have to interpret that. That is.
But you didn't hear it from her. You heard it through the phone.
I heard him saying it through the phone.
Speakerphone, or
he was on the speakerphone.
Oh, he was on speakerphone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you.
And you were part of this procession, and you saw the outpouring from the community, even the fire truck at one point with the flag draped, all the personnel saluting. Talk about how heartbreaking that is and what he meant for this community here in Miami Gardens and in South Florida altogether.
This is a young man. We have young men every day dying on the street from gun violence. We have an opioid catastrophe going on in our country. And for us to graduate from high school and college, a strong young man like this, with a family, a wife and children, and to lose him on the battlefield is very painful. So we are grieving. We're grieving, we're sad, and we're hoping for peace and comfort for the mother, for the children, for the auntie, for the whole family, and for all of the young boys whose lives he's touched, for his little brothers, for everyone. He has so many cousins. So it's hard, and we don't experience this often. But when we do experience it, it hits us real hard. I bury children all the time, but I very seldom bury a hero. So David Johnson was a hero, and his community is extremely proud of him.
Let me say that when we reached out to the various police departments, because we wanted to make sure that this young man got the honors that he deserved, that when his body came off of that plane, that the family understood that he made the ultimate sacrifice. Every law enforcement agency that we contacted, the fire department, they were more than willing to participate. And as you could see, they gave him the shower when the airplane came in. They started there by giving the shower with the fire trucks. You saw the greeting as you came into the airport. This young man needed every honor that we could possibly bestow on him. All of the law enforcement agencies along the way saluting him and saluting the family. And as we were leaving I-95 to come into Broward, it couldn't have been more touching than to see the tribute of all of the police departments lying there with their hands over their heart to pay homage to someone who's given the ultimate sacrifice.